Scott, it didn't take you very long as head coach to draw up a play we haven't really seen before. What went into that late first period goalie pull?
You know what? It's actually something we've done for the last 2 years. We just hadn't executed it quite like that. Uh, we've, as coaches, we've all done it. We've had a player stand on the face-off dot, start a clock, take a slap shot, get your hardest guy to shoot a slapper, see if it goes in the other net. It's right around 4 seconds, 3 point something. So usually anything above, we kind of stay away because don't want it to go the other way. So at the end of the day, something Bones we had done it. I've done it in lots of different places, and you know what? It was the perfect. Lau won that, real quick, and then we had a good screen at the net, and Scheif got it off quick.
So I guess you got a couple of lefty shooting options in Miller, and was it Morrissey on the other side? And was it always going to go to Scheifele though, because he's the right-hander there?
He's the closest. It depends. I mean, if the guy gets out in his face, it's actually Miller being a righty. If it comes out, then he can send it. He can send it over, but you're still playing with 2.5 seconds. So the idea is to jam so that he does get that shot off.
Also want to ask you about the PK, another strong night, and especially the last one where there's, the game's kind of on the line there.
Yeah, no, we know what our power play's done and our 6-on-5 have done, and you know what, we needed them tonight. That power play is extremely dangerous. Zuccarello, the plays that he makes with with those guys, it's dangerous. And I thought, like you said, I think it was 10 minutes left in that period, and they came up big, gave us an opportunity to kind of stay in that. They haven't got a lot of reps. Our PK hasn't got a lot, but I really like the fact that we were the last one. We really didn't let them get in. Kind of stalled it a lot at the blue line, which is something we had talked about. Improvement, improving how we defended on the rush coming into our zone.
Yeah, I think maybe Samberg gets 2 of those in that first minute of that last PK. What goes into making the right reads and making sure that's nice and clean?
It's a little bit. I mean, without giving away too much, there's some stabs that we're trying to do there. There's timing. It's pre-scouting what the opposition has a tendency to do, and it's kind of stabbing as that guy gets close. Because the thing is that he has to make a decision because he's going to put everybody offside if he waits too long. And so there's a little bit of timing, and Dean's done a great job of kind of getting those guys when it's time to stab and kind of when to react to if they does get kicked out to the wide lane, and then the pressure comes on from there.
Scott, small sample, obviously. What's it like to be part of the first 3-0 start in franchise history here?
Yeah.
Sorry, we gotta look at the numbers here.
Actually, Brownie told me that one. So, but no, I know it's awesome. No, it's great. I didn't know that, and so it's great to hear. We'll move on. Hopefully, it's 4.
Sure, fair enough.
Now that Brownie brought it up.
What's it like to see, or how would you describe Mark Scheifele's start to the season?
You know what? Veteran guy, game 800, hitting 300 the other night in goals. He's feeling real confident. He's just playing at elite level, and when your best players can be your best players, and that's not just him. There's a lot of guys that are playing at a high level right now, and that's good because it's gotten us out of the gate here. You don't know how the season's ever going to start, and as a head coach, I'm happy that the best players are up and running, and it just helps us to have success.
What did you see from Kyle Connor tonight? 8 shots on goal,
Yeah.
kind of all over the ice. Is that just a classic Kyle Connor game in your mind?
Yeah, he's a shot volume guy, and then you saw it at the end. Not many guys can stand still and whip that like he does, and to score that goal. But he's a guy that shoots from all angles, all places. He did it the other night, actually. He had a bunch that kind of couple off the mask. I think he threw a couple off the shoulder. His release is so good that you want him to do that. You don't want him to not take his shots. And when he's on, he's finding holes, he's finding places on the ice so he can get that shot away.
What is it about Scheifele that really amplifies Connor's game in those situations?
Well, there's a chemistry there. They've played together. I think him being a right-handed centerman, if it's on the rush, Casey he's got quickness. He's got good burst. He'll find him. Scheif's pretty good at passing and find him when it comes in the offensive zone. Casey does a great job of hiding and kind of darting in and darting out. Gabe kind of distracts people because he's around the front of the net, and if you leave him alone, then he has his plays that he makes. But Casey does a great job of not staying in one spot. He's always on the move, and Scheif finds a way to find him.
Scott, last year, this team's identity clearly was its defensive acumen, and you win the Jennings. Just the 2 goals against now in 3 games, and Connor Hellebuck would probably tell us that he would like both of those back. He always seems to say that when he lets. But that's obviously something your group has not abandoned whatsoever, even if you've fallen behind in these last 2 games, haven't kind of opened it up. So I imagine of the many things you're liking about your club, sticking to that identity is up there.
Yeah, and right from day one of training camp, we weren't going to get away from that. That has become our identity. It's something that anybody that was here 2 years ago, it's what we tried to ingrain into them. That's how you win in this league, and you start there, and then all the other things have to come into play too. But if you can't defend, you're going to make for long nights. Being a coach, I can also say that we did give up some chances that I didn't like, that were kind of rush chances, a little what we did the other night against Chicago. We'll kind of work on that this week. But all in all, if you're, as a group, each unit goes out and tries to stymie the opposition, all it does is leads to ozone tying, and that's the biggest thing for me. Again, that's 2 nights in a row where we spent a lot of time in the opposition end, kind of wearing them down. It's like one line after another, and that just frustrates the opposition. And I'd like to see some of them go in so that maybe we're up 5-0 after the first instead of down 1. But at the end of the day, we're building, and I like what we're doing.
What does a team need to have or need to do, or the mindset it needs to have to be the kind of team like yours that last year and already early on this year kind of is able to push it right to that last bell and be like at their best at the most crucial time?
Yeah, I mean, we're not playing it that way. Sometimes the other goalie has something to do with that, but at the end of the day, we're not out of it. We have enough weapons. We feel that we can score goals. We stay in games. If teams want to sit back on a lead, we're going to pressure. We're going to keep coming after you, and hopefully, we've been fortunate. We obviously the last 2, we've got chances, to score like we did the other night, 6-on-5. Tonight we drew the penalty. So at the end of the day, it's just sticking with your plan, not getting away from it, and all of a sudden deciding that because you're down a goal or 2 that you're going to change how you play. I mean, like we just talked about, our defense gives us the puck all the time, and whether that's how hard we pressure in the offensive zone through the neutral zone, obviously in our D zone, that's what gives us the puck back, and that allows us to go and attack. And when we're on the attack, I think we're one of the best teams at it.
So it's probably building on that point, but since you've been here, how have you seen this team's growth when it comes to its comfort level in these tight, grinded-out games?
Well, yeah, that's kind of the learning curve, that if you're going to play the way we play, that's the growth that has happened, and it's buy-in. The biggest thing I think that probably can throw at all the guys that are big minute guys is the buy-in that we're getting from those guys, and whether that's defensemen, whether that's forwards, they know that, okay, what is my recipe to have the puck on my stick more often, and they're buying into that, and that's how it's happening. We're having success with it.
Last one, Scott.
Yeah, and just two. Just going back to Mike's question about like the start, the buy-in and all that. Like I was talking to Kyle Connor yesterday, and it's been there from the get-go this year. Is that different than it was the last couple of years? You didn't have to find it. Like it doesn't seem like you have had to kind of find that foundation.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of teaching in the last couple of years, and a lot of repetitious things so it became ingrained. And when we came to camp this year and we started talking, and we've had a couple of, let the players talk, let the veterans talk. I've had, our leadership group in the room. It's KC, it's Scheif, it's JMO. The other guys are talking about how we're defending, how good we are without the puck. That gets them the puck back to be able to play. I mean, Adam Lowry takes a ton of pride in how he goes and plays without the puck every night. Doesn't matter, what's going on, but they're the ones that realize that there's a recipe there. Florida doesn't go. They go 2 years ago from just barely squeaking to get in. Last year, they're one of the best teams in the league defending. They're right there with us all year long. So there's a recipe that's there. The rest of the league sees that. Vegas a couple years ago, same thing. They're very stingy. They make it hard on you. That's what playoff. I don't want to really talk about playoffs, but that's what playoff hockey is. And it's hard to learn in January, February, or March how to play that way if you're not doing it all year long.
Yeah, and there's a shift. I think it was early in the third period, the Nemetsov line. It was good. It was direct. It was puck cycle down low. A little bit of a grinding shift for them. It looked good for them. Is that what you're
Yeah.
looking for?
I thought they played faster tonight as a group. I thought they, there was lots of situations where they attacked that the lanes were filled coming through the neutral zone. But you're right, there was some building there. We met yesterday. Those guys are taking full ownership on where they're at, but we're 3 games into it, and I think that they're still growing amongst each other. And it'll, hopefully the biggest thing is they just need to get rewarded. They need to get one. And Fetz had a great tip there in the third. I thought maybe that would be the one that might boost it, but just keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully they'll get the results. Thanks, guys. Thank you.